Welcome to U-Talk. I'm Paige Turner, school counselor at Noble Middle School. Our show is all about the middle school student. We leave no stone unturned, testing, bullying, dating, stress, and so much more. Joining me each month is a knowledgeable panel of middle school students ready to discuss the issues and tackle the tough questions. On our show this month, we're going to take a look back and discuss how students handle the beginning of a new school year and adjust to changes. And then we discuss the middle school student and parents when it comes to online videos. But first, we kick off our show with some Q&A, featuring questions on a variety of topics from middle schools throughout the school system that our panel of students are ready to answer. No question is too tough, no topic is too difficult. Okay, panelists, here's question number 1. My mom and dad are divorced. My dad and I used to have an amazing relationship. Now we are very distant. We talk maybe once a week and I see him in person maybe once a month. I see all these other girls with their dad and it makes me miss my own. I try to tell him how I feel, but it's very awkward. I'm afraid that we've grown too far apart to grow back together. I don't know what to do. Can you please help? What you guys think?
Well, my mom and dad are divorced, and they divorced when I was 2 months old. And my dad lives in Las Vegas now, and so I only get to see him a little bit, and he only comes for holidays and maybe some surprise visits. And I know it's hard to deal with, but sometimes you just have to think of what you have instead of what you don't have.
So having a positive, outlook on everything, and not kind of worry about, like you said, what you're missing.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this person had a really great relationship, and that the divorce kind of tore things apart.
I love and miss my dad, and it's like we have a good relationship when we do get to see each other, and it's really fun when he is there. And so you have to focus on what you do have and when you have it, rather than what's going to happen when it ends.
Absolutely.
I think if you talk to your mom about it, it might be better, because even though she might not want to be with him anymore, she probably still understands how you feel about it. I mean, you're obviously going to want to have a strong relationship with your dad, and she'll understand and probably try to make it better for you.
Right, absolutely. What do you guys think?
I have a friend who his parents are divorced. I have many friends, and what they do is they switch. They both live with their parents. They go to a parent for 1 week, and then they get switch to another parent for another week, and they just do that. But if your dad or your mom, whoever you're not with right now, maybe if they're far away, you could call them or to talk with them. And maybe you could arrange something for them to come and take you out somewhere.
Do something. Well, and I think a good point is that with the time that you do have with the parent you don't see as much, making sure it's really good quality time that you're spending with them, and not running errands and doing stuff that is maybe not as fun, but stuff that you can really grow closer to them, even though it maybe is a shorter amount of time that you're with them. So, absolutely. All right, let's tackle another one. Let's see. I just started middle school this year, and there is a dance this weekend. I really want to go, but my mom won't let me because there will be 8th grade boys there. Help. So this is obviously from a 6th grade student, and the mother is not crazy about them going to a dance with 8th grade boys.
Well, let me just say, as much as the 6th grader is probably interested in the 8th grader, the 8th graders do not like the 6th graders. So I don't think your mom has to worry about anything in the sense that the 8th graders, because, there's no connection there. In middle school, you literally change so much between the 3 years that you're there that, a 6th grader and an 8th grader have nothing in common. And I've especially seen that as I've been in 6th grade and then I've moved up to 7th grade, and things have just, my point of view has kind of shifted, and I've been able to see things now kind of from, both sides rather than, because now I'm not so worried about coming into a new school, so now I can really see.
Right.
And, the 8th graders, they don't really, I don't want to say that they're, mean to the 6th graders, but they don't really care for the 6th graders one way or another.
Right, they're just kind of not in their world.
My sister's in 8th grade, and when I see her in the halls, and I'm like, sister love, and I go in for a hug, and then she dodges me, and like she just like puts her head down and walks away to class.
Right.
So
as an 8th grader, what do you think?
I think 8th graders are kind of not, I mean, they're not like big teenagers. They're not going to act bad at the dance. I mean, I've been to a couple school dances, and the 6th graders seem to get along fine with us if they even talk to us. And when I was in 6th grade, they didn't really acknowledge us any, so I don't think it matters, like, if you go, who you go to a dance with, as long as it's not like really big high schoolers, because you're all in the same school.
Right, and then the other point too is that, you know, if there's supervision issues, then, you know, obviously if it's a school dance, hopefully there's a lot of adult supervision there, and the adults that are there are going to be really looking out and making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, but having fun at the same time too. So.
yeah, I mean, it's a school dance, so it's not like it's just going to be no adults there to supervise you. It's not like it's just going to be students, go,
It's not a crazy
teachers,
party.
bye.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Maggie said, like they don't really talk to the 6th graders. You could also like arrange to like take a friend from that school and like talk to their parents and say like they're gonna hang out with this person.
Kind of like a buddy system.
And then I also saw like there's a commercial where it's like they're like at a party and then it's like, Mom, can I stay for like another hour? So like also the time and like to make sure you tell like your mom like what you're doing or how long you're gonna stay.
So keeping that open communication so your parents will trust you so that they can go to things like that and know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing regardless of what's going on around you.
And I would also have to say that this situation really only applies to the fact that it is a school dance. If there's like an unsupervised party that you're going to that is going to have older kids there, particularly with a huge age gap, number one, it's going to be super uncomfortable for you because you're going to have nothing to talk about. And number two, just don't go. It's really not going to be fun.
In 6th grade.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think, for this person, it sounds like that probably would be completely out of the question if her mother wasn't, you know, wanting them to go to a school dance. So, but I think you've given them, you know, some good things for the mother to kind of think about and to ponder. So that's great. Thank you. All right, let's move on to another one. Let's see. I have a problem and I need advice. In school, I got sent home with a copy of the math test we did in class. My teacher said I had to improve by a whole level. She was really nice about it, though. She didn't shout at me or anything. Anyway, I struggle and panic with math. Every time I see a hard question, I panic and don't know what to do. I know I am making the situation worse, but I can't help it. How do I become more confident at math?
Well, I used to be not too good at math too. Like, I would get all A's in 5th grade. I would get all B's, all A's and then 1 B, and then 4th grade would be the same, and so on. But this year, math was actually one of my best subjects because I just worked so hard at improving myself and just find simpler ways to do problems when they look hard. Like, just be confident with yourself and don't think that you can't do it, just think that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't bypass anything. You have to study. And I know a lot of teachers stay after school to like tutor you, and you could do that a lot, and because they do it every week. And you can get a lot of math help. I mean, that's how you get better at it, and you've just got to try your best. You can't you just can't assume you're bad at math and then get bad grades because you know you're not going to get good ones. Like, you have to try.
Right. Especially if you're not putting forth 100% effort too. And I'm not saying she isn't, but that definitely helps when you're doing that for sure.
I've always kind of been like the weaker one in math. Like, I would get good grades in all my other subjects, and reading would be my best one. And then math was just never good for me. So what I tried to do this year was I tried looking at different like note-taking skills, and I did Cornell notes and I color-coded them. So like blue was a question, red was an answer, and I highlighted, and I really put time into taking my notes in class, which was something I normally didn't do. My math grade is now one of my better grades because I took that time to go back in and reassess my situation and actually like figure out what I was doing wrong. And it sounds kind of like you're trying, but you really need to put forth that effort because everybody can pass. It's not a matter of like you're not smart enough. It's just a matter of, are you applying yourself enough? So.
Well, and we're going to have to wrap up here in just a second, but I think you guys have all said some wonderful things for this person. You know, I think, like you said, Lily, just having a positive attitude, kind of like, I think I can, you know, like that really goes a long ways when you know, have a positive outlook on things. And then, you know, you're talking about, Maggie, getting the extra help and putting forth the extra work if you struggle with it. And like you were saying, Henry, that, you know, you can do it. You just have to kind of do a combination of what the two of them said. You know, and give it your all, and then hopefully the confidence will come with that. So, yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate your answers to these questions. That wraps up UTalk Q&A. If you're a middle school student with a question you'd like the panel to discuss, there's several ways to submit that question. First, you can drop the question off to your school counselor or social worker. 2, you can email it to nhcstv@ec.rr.com. Or 3, use good old-fashioned mail by sending your questions to NHCS TV, UTalk, 1802 South 15th Street, Wilmington, North Carolina, 28401. Now, coming up in our next segment, we take a look back to the start of the school year and offer hindsight perspective on what went well and could have gone better. Don't go away.
There are so many fun things we all can do to be healthier, no matter who you are or where you are. So let's move.
Well, here we go. We're getting set to get underway.
Let's stretch in the grass.
Great play.
Let's play tag.
What a play.
Let's jump up and down.
Oh, what a way to finish it.
And most of all, let's eat better so that we have the energy we need to play an hour a day, every day.
Everyone can play. Just go to letsmove.gov to learn more.
Thomas Wolfe grew up in Asheville, North Carolina during the 1900s and was the youngest of 8 children. Wolfe's 4 novels were all autobiographical and depict his life through a unique style and language. Wolfe's most famous novels are Look Homeward, Angel, and You Can't Go Home Again. This background in literature has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools.
Welcome back to UTalk. The first couple of months of school are behind us. Today we're going to look back and talk about what went well and what could have gone better. So guys, what would you say now that the 2013-2014 school year started? First 9 weeks is over, officially as of today. How's it gone so far?
Be prepared.
Be prepared?
It's different.
Yeah.
I was shaky at first in 6th grade because I didn't know anyone, because everyone came from like Wrightsville Beach and stuff like that. And I was like the only one in my class that was from Eaton. And so I was freaked out. But then I made some new friends, and now like it's going really good.
Good.
Since I also entered 6th grade, like most of my friends went to other schools. So like I had a couple of friends, but I had to make new friends. And the majority of my friends are like new friends from this year.
From this year.
And like what I did was like I had to be myself. I didn't act like I was somebody else. And it actually helped. And some people a lot of people liked me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and that's kind of one of the things we're going to talk about is, you know, for the 2 6th graders and the panel, you know, making that transition from elementary school to middle school. And it sounds like for both of you, you had a little bit of, you know, nervous energy, not sure kind of what to expect, especially since I think both of you came from schools that didn't have as many students come to the same middle school. But it's worked out for both of you.
Yeah, like my best friends that I've known for a really long time, they aren't in my classes, but I still get to see them because they go to the school. But then like my other friends, they go to like Holly Shelter or other places like that. And so like, but yeah. Like,
it's been good.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. What about for our 7th and 8th grader? Obviously, you've been at Noble, so I mean that's not new, but it's a new grade, new kids in your classes.
I'm still kind of making the transition.
Yeah.
That I mean, it's always going to be like different, especially when you change grades and even when you're in like a different school. I mean, it's still, there's just so much more responsibilities to have, because last year I only had a 2-person team, so I had 2 teachers. Now I have a 4-person team. And the thing that I think is really hard about middle school is you have 4 core classes. You have so you have to balance 4 different teachers' expectations. And I have a teacher in one class who we can only use a pencil. In another class we can only use a pen. In one class we have to do everything on like printer paper. On one class we can't go to the bathroom. On one class, so you have to balance all of these things in your head.
There are a lot of different rules and expectations depending upon the teacher.
You have to be able to transition in that 4-minute class change from one class to another, and it can be challenging. But
Absolutely.
you gotta push through.
Gotta push through and do it.
Yeah.
My motto is I shall prevail.
There you go.
This is my first year having 4 teachers. Like the first year I had 2, the second year I had 3. And it's weird and it is a lot of responsibility, but I like it. I like my teachers this year, and I think 8th grade is a lot different because at our school, everybody's kind of mixed in 8th grade. Like in 6th and 7th, you're with the same class, all your different classes, but in 8th, there's different people in all your classes. So you get to meet a lot of new people. I've actually made like a lot of new friends.
That's awesome.
Even though I've known them for a long time, I haven't really been friends with them.
And that's interesting to hear, because you think more of that would happen in 6th grade than 8th grade, because you've been at the same school for the last 2 years. So that's really neat.
I think it's just get annoying people.
Absolutely. What about the workload? The homework, the classwork, tests, demands.
You have to like make sure you do everything because for every class, because if like the teacher expects you to finish their work and most of the time they don't know how much homework you have from other classes. So you have to have like a schedule of like when you're gonna do this homework, when you're gonna do the other homework, and like put time into it, and like try not to like rush through it, and actually like try to like put your best into the homework.
Yeah. You really have to manage your time a lot. I agree with that.
I'm just going to say this now. My binder is fat because I keep so much work.
So much stuff is in it.
I need to get a new one.
Like my book bag, it's one that it only goes on one shoulder. It's like a tote. And I walk like this with it because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
And then I lift it, so I walk like this.
Yeah.
And my shoulder still hurts because it's so heavy.
It was also weird for me because I had a 2-person team last year. They talked together and they kind of planned their weeks so that we didn't have too much homework. And it was a really big shock because now my teachers don't maybe talk together, so the work doesn't correlate. So I'm having maybe I could have 4 projects due by one date, and I only have 3 days to do them, and that's not easy to do, and it can get really challenging at times. But I think, like I said, you just have to keep telling yourself, you will get through it, you will get through it, and just keep setting those goals. You know, after Monday, I don't have anything else. Of course, you're going to get another project on Monday, but you've just got to
and I think
fight your way through.
I'm hearing all of you know what to do. It's just making sure that you keep doing it, like writing your assignments down and meeting deadlines and being organized and, it just all that stuff kind of mixed together. But it can be a lot when you have pressures and stress and everything's kind of coming at you. So, yeah, I think that's, you know what to do. Would you say, is there anything for the second 9 weeks that you would do differently that you feel like might kind of help things along for the second grading period? Everything differently?
It's always whenever, the first 9 weeks is always really shaky for me, and then once I kind of get halfway through, I know what to do, and then I wish I could have gone back and really made those transitions, because it's weird when you have a new teacher and they have these expectations for you that you don't already know, and it's never easy.
Right. I think the first 9 weeks, they kind of piled on the work. They were like, this is what you're going to have to do in this class, because I'm taking some advanced classes, like I said, and they're trying to make us feel like we're going to have a lot of work, but then they kind of take it down. I mean, it's not, it hasn't been as much homework lately. Every year they're like, you're going to have more homework, but this year we actually do.
You actually do. You're like, they're telling the truth.
So you have to clean your binder out a lot. You have to be prepared every class.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like you guys are doing a great job, for the start of the year, and I think you've given some good tips and suggestions. And hopefully you can take your own advice for second 9 weeks and that you have a really good end of your first semester, I guess.
That's the hardest thing to do, is to take your own
It
advice.
is. It is. It's one thing knowing it, but actually putting it into action and doing it is a different story. So absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much. Now don't go away. Coming up next, we're going to look at the relationship between students and parents when it comes to online videos.
Hi, we're the Commodores, and we believe in music. We're here to keep music education in our schools.
Music is one of those things that we've all grown up with, and no one would ever want to grow up without having music.
Don't take it away. No kid left behind, no music left behind.
Remember, kids who study music do better in school and in life.
To support music education in your local community, go to www.supportmusic.com.
I remember how much you said you liked wine. Oh.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Welcome back to UTalk. Online videos are extremely popular and students love to watch and post videos online. Today we will talk about how parents are involved with their child's viewing and posting. So how many of you guys are regularly on YouTube or post videos, watch videos?
Guilty pleasure.
Yes. So I guess first tell us what you do. What is the big thing with YouTube, and is there other things out there besides YouTube now?
I don't really I have all these other games I can do, but YouTube, it's kind of a relaxation for me because I don't have to. Sometimes I'm just too lazy to click buttons and
it'll just play in one after the other?
Yeah, sometimes I'm too lazy to click my level and then do it and work my brain. So I just feel like watching people do that for me.
The thing about YouTube is you have videos on every single topic you could ever imagine. And you have people who specifically cover that. So you can subscribe to these people who you like, and then you can kind of block out the other people you don't. And it's good because if you're somebody who's not how do I put this? This is gonna sound really weird. If you're not popular at school, I'm not saying you can be popular online, but you don't have to deal with people telling you things or doing things. You can kind of interact with people without. That is the most nerdiest thing I've ever said. You can interact with people without interacting with people.
Well, it's a different type of interaction.
I'm so pale.
Yeah. Do you guys? I guess you can follow people. On there?
Subscribe.
Yeah, you subscribe to people. Okay, you don't have to educate me.
That means that they're getting more popular, and then that you're
the more
you really like them. And
so the most subscribed channel I think has 11 million people following.
Now it's 14 million.
14 million, and that's Smosh, and it's been on there the last.
No, it's not PewDiePie, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
It might be. I don't know.
How involved are your parents with what you're doing with this? Do they know who you're subscribing to? Do you know who you're subscribing to?
I don't
They
subscribe
don't know
to
the names
you
of
don't
who
subscribe
I'm
to
subscribing
anybody.
to, but I tell them I'm subscribed to people. They don't go, who are you subscribed to? But I tell them videos I watch. They're like, what are you doing? And watching a video, watching a what does the fox say? Or,
my parents were they were really big on me getting the account because they didn't necessarily want me to get the account at first. After a long time of begging, I finally got it. But they're not super relaxed with it. They still like to know what I'm doing, and they still set those perimeters and guidelines for me. And they have those discussions with how to stay safe online. And I do tell them about what I'm watching. If I find I normally just watch factual videos, which may sound weird, but I'll tell them what I'm watching, or if I find something funny, I'll tell them about it. And it's not I'm hiding my computer from them. I mean, it's my family's computer.
Is it monitored? Are you pretty much available to watch anything that's been posted out there?
But if you watch something that's inappropriate, you can flag it.
You have to flag it.
Yeah.
But they also have videos that you set your birthday on YouTube. I don't set my real birthday because you don't know where all that information is going. I set it like a few days off. But it's basically some videos are flagged as 18 years and older can watch these, like some movies, just things that YouTube has up. So
But there's nothing that prevents you from clicking on that to watch it.
you click on it, and then a page pops up, and it says, this page has been blocked, your account is not of 18 years of age, blah, 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 you know, all that stuff. So that can prevent you from watching videos that have already been flagged. If a video is inappropriate, YouTube has the right to take it down, cancel your channel, and even make it to where you can never have a YouTube account again, which, I mean, that's like extreme if you're like posting videos with severe violence or stuff like that.
How many of you guys make videos to post?
Well, there's also like Instagram for people that don't have a big topic to talk about. They can like make small, funny videos.
On Instagram too.
So that's what I do.
Okay.
Because I play an instrument, and I usually like just play a small portion of a song.
I don't
post
like that
that.
it's only
Post it
15
on there.
seconds. It's like, I can't do much in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, like all these social media sites, they're ways for you to like interact with people who are like you, and they can, you know.
Or unlike you. And I guess that's kind of where we're talking about the parent aspect, because you know, as we know, the internet is wide open for anybody, and if you're posting videos, it sounds like even on Instagram too, anybody can see that.
Unless you make your account private.
If you make your account private.
You can make the same thing on YouTube.
You can make the same thing on YouTube.
You can
Well, that's
make
good.
private accounts, private videos.
But on YouTube, I don't like to. I don't want an account on YouTube because you don't know who could watch your videos and like who's getting all this information about you and stuff.
When you have like an account overview, which is when you get your account and you start posting videos, you can actually see your demographics, which means you can see how old, if they're male or female, who's watching your videos. You can see, you know, their ages. You can also see like what countries and what states and provinces your videos are coming from. You can see like.
But that's only for people that have registered with have an account, right?
That's for people who have an account.
Because the people that are lurking and kind of just watch, that information is not tracked, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. If you just like if you're not logged in and you watch a video, it doesn't register that.
Yeah. Well, we've got to wrap up, guys, but I really think we could probably do a whole nother show on this, and we could probably go into more detail. But thank you guys for kind of explaining what it is and, you know, kind of how you guys use it and what's out there. So good job. Good job. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of UTalk. If you missed any part of this program, then check us out online at www.nhcs.net and click on the video library link found on the school system's webpage. I'm Paige Turner. On behalf of the entire UTalk panel, thanks for watching. We hope you'll submit questions to our show and tune in again next month for an all-new episode of UTalk.